What's more fun than a home dye job? And easier than straightening those curls with a flat iron? I'll give you a hint. It's safer than dancing on tables. And everybody is jumping on board. So watch your P's and Q's and get your ducks in a row because it's time for life's funniest moments. Now in Life's Funniest 3D, we've got cats playing possum, fender benders that are awesome, musicians just starting to blossom, and dogs hitting back as many as you can toss them. Get ready for a tidal wave of entertainment with some of life's funniest moments. Sometimes it isn't where you've been that's the funniest, and it isn't necessarily where you're going. Alan Breed pinpoints this as the exact moment he knew he would grow up and invent the airbag. Hey everyone, it's Chuck the snow kayaking dog who doesn't know that he's kayaking in the snow, or that he's a dog. Yes, it's just another day in the life of a dog who is unaware that he is, in fact, kayaking in the snow, or that he is, in fact, a dog. Chuck the snow kayaking dog. This little goat is new to the giddy-up game. He seems to be looking for an on switch. Not over there. Not over there either. Okay, well, here comes Mr. Llama. He'll show him how it's done. He can't seem to find the on switch either. Maybe this horse needs a jump. What do you do with a dog who won't use his arms or legs? Take him for a drag. Don't hit the trees, don't hit the trees, her instructor kept yelling. Hey, at least she didn't hit the trees. Sometimes a ride around the go-kart track results in a ride to the emergency room. At least they can carpool to the hospital. And now it's time for things you don't see every day. Goodness gracious, can you believe this? This is the worst case of fleas I've ever seen. They're ginormous. If beauty is truly in the eye of the beholder, then maybe music is in the ear of the bee-hearer. Don't judge him yet, folks. He's just tuning up. With talent like this kid's sitting on a gold mine. Doc, I don't know if I've got a cold or the flu. What do you think? You've got the flu. You need to drink plenty of fluids. I recommend orange juice and a big bowl of chicken soup. It's 1:14 in the morning, and you're sitting on your sofa yodeling with your dog. Yeah, man, you got the blues. It's time to sing along with Sarah.
Oh, what?
Life's absolute funniest moments wouldn't happen if we didn't get a little help from our friends. Susie wants to help Mom water the flowers. Rocky wants to help Dad fill up the pool. But there's only one hose. You know what that means. Cage match. Gretel decided she would never again need help finding her way to the bathroom. Nope, she would just follow the double-ply road. When Ivan was unceremoniously kicked out of the Diamond Cutters Union, it was a sad day indeed. I mean, so what if his lack of precision rendered hundreds of priceless gems into mere worthless powder? Like none of them had ever made a mistake. Well, now that he was in the Glass Cutters Union, he'd show him. He'd show him a thing or two about a thing or two. He'd show him precision. I wonder if there's a paper cutters union. Vincent claimed he liked help with his painting. Maybe someone should tell his subconscious. Neither rain, nor sleet, nor fleas will keep this mail from being delivered. That letter was later stamped, "Return to Drooler." Everyone thought Sparkles attacking their socks was just adorable. But it wasn't so cute when Sparkles tried to do this with Mom's pantyhose at the supermarket. Coming up, a junior interpreter reveals what they're trying to say. And, dude, seriously, pull your shirt back down. When we return with more of life's funniest moments. Welcome back to Life's Funniest Moments. Diamonds may be a girl's best friend, but you can't play fetch with a diamond, can you, ladies? (2008), 1009, 1010, and there it is. Sparky has set the new world record for bouncing a beach ball off your snout. Sparky, what are you going to do now? Oh, wow, he's going to try to beat his own record. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they're still trying to work out the bugs on this dog walking machine. But it doesn't seem to bother Rufus very much. This may look silly to modern viewers, but this dog is actually acting upon ancient primitive instincts to attack and destroy. Goofy-looking bunny slippers. Yes, since the dawn of time, there have been 3 things dogs can't stand: cats, mailmen, and funny footwear. And now the age-old question, how much is that doggy in the window? Well, not as much as you're going to have to spend on glass cleaner. Maybe those beef-flavored windows weren't such a good idea after all. Rejected sport number 441. Interspecies face bounce. Interspecies face bounce, rejected by the sports committee in 1996. Why? Dogs kept leaving field of play to chase javelins. Looks like Santa got someone that security camera they always wanted. Now, which one of the good girls and boys wanted the bone-in Christmas ham? I wonder. Hey, buddy, isn't that what you asked for? Oh, easy now, easy. Buddy, you just landed right back on the naughty list. When things are going well, they say it's going swimmingly. So when things are going bad, shouldn't they say it's going drowningly? It could have been worse. Her suit could have come off. No place is more romantic than the beach. And you know you're looking good in your new two-piece when not a single soul notices your drowning boyfriend. You go, girl. Going to the gym all winter is so totally worth it. They can't take their eyes off you. Looking that fine will get you another boyfriend in no time. No worries. Parasailing is so much safer than parachuting. Statistics bear this out. There's no way you can get hurt. Well, you have to admit the odds were against it. Despite the fact that not one person in their teeny tiny country knows the first thing about swimming, or boatsmanship for that matter, they still chose water skiing as their national pastime. You have to admire their plunk and determination, but to say things are going swimmingly would be rather ironic, wouldn't you? They simply spend most of their gross national product on life preservers and CPR classes. The country on the other side of the lake fares a little better. They embrace their inability to swim and simply use a big yellow floaty as their national pastime. Today, Artie turns 50, a time in a man's life when he looks back and realizes the most important virtue in life is dignity. You've heard of a midlife crisis? Artie's having a mid-rift crisis. How come when a kid acts like a kid, he's being childlike, but when an adult acts like a kid, he's being immature? That is so unfair. Faith is a delicate little flower. Well, maybe not that delicate. A baby making a phone call. Seems adorable. Until you realize he's calling information in Beijing. Serious athletes like Monica Seles and Maria Sharapova are famous for grunting whenever they smack a ball. Kippy is not a serious athlete. Behold, Johnny, the boy of 1,000 faces. The Tin Man. The Iceman. The Rattlesnake. The Gagme. And the Abba Dabba Dabba. Coming up, a space camp we can all afford. Now, if it only cleaned and cooked itself too. When we return with life's funniest moments. Welcome back to Life's Funniest Moments. Anyone want to go for a spin? This kid is attempting to set the world record for dizzy. Almost there. Ooh, almost there. Congratulations, you've done it. When the world stops spinning in 2 hours, you can pick up your trophy. It can be fun chasing your own tail, but there's a string attached. Get it? Anybody? Is this thing on? This may look like an ordinary squirrel, but he's actually part of a gang of criminals. While the squirrel gets the guard dog dizzy, the other burglars are stealing the TV, the jewelry, and the entire art collection. Squirrels, not to be trusted. A message from the Acorn Council of America. Give a man a fish and you've fed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and he'll have an excuse to wear a silly hat. Where do ducks go in the winter? The answer would surprise you. The all-inclusive resort known as the Fish Tank. Diving, snorkeling, and water sports of all kinds. And of course, plenty of seafood. The sport of fishing requires patience, mental strength, and physical dexterity. From the fish. After they threw the fish back, those folks went back to their farm to wait for the chicken to pluck itself. From floating on water to floating on air, everybody dance. Dancing keeps you looking and feeling young. This performance at the Hardening Artery Senior Citizen Center is proof of that. And that little enthusiastic guy is actually 97 years old. Looks like they found the Fountain of Youth, and that Fountain of Youth is shaking your booty. They may be too young to go steady. Heck, they're barely old enough to stand steady. But who can resist the romantic call of the slow songs? Certain lessons are best learned early. He needs to learn to take a strong role in the relationship, or she'll just run right over him. When Lightning the horse told all the foals at the horse farm that he wanted to be a dancer, they laughed. But today, he's realized his dream, and now they're still laughing. But he just turns up the music really loud. One thing every little dancer knows is never lose your sense of rhythm, even if you lose your skirt. Welcome to Extreme Musical Chairs. What's so extreme about it? Well, we don't just take out a chair, we take out a participant. Or two, or three. Now that is extreme. This dog is a much better dancer.
Here's the remote. Here we're chillin', bust a rap, no more illin', spin.
Than his owner is a rapper.
Chill. The other way, home girl.
It was non-stop excitement on the solid 14-karat gold dancers reunion cruise as the original dancers proved they could still bust a move more than a few decades later. Now, they may not look exactly the same, but the music still speaks to their souls. Everyone had a great time until Darcel fell down and went boom. The Bexar County Regional Smorgasbord Dinner Playhouse and all-you-can-eat salad bar had to adapt their version of West Side Story to fit the available cast and performance space. Instead of the story of two rival gang members who fell in love, it became the story of a guy who took a cap and fell on his derriere. Purists may find fault, but overall, it had some pretty good dancing. The dancing was brilliant in the Andersons' backyard performance of A Chorus Line. And if anyone knows what Barb Anderson put in her rib sauce, I would sure like them to share it with me. She can cook, and she was great as Cassie in the Backyard production. But everybody seems to talk about the night her understudy stepped in. Remember? Oh, yeah. Ouch. Bust a move, more like bust a hip. Coming up, a game of Duck, Duck, Goose you'll never forget. When we return with more of life's funniest moments. Welcome back to Life's Funniest Moments. Oh no, this woman is being chased by a duck. If she just gets out of the water, she'll be safe. Oh, my bad. If she goes back in the water, she'll be safe. Well, the sign did say beware of duck. See you next time.